What's up, everybody at Hustler? Today it's just me, no Alex, Phase no Alex. And with me today, I have my guy, Gameboi Coloured.
Go on, baby. How you doing?
Yo, thanks for hopping on Hustler. Yo, honored to have you. How's everything going?
First of all, I'm honored to be here, be the first musician. I know you know a lot, so yeah, I'm really honored to be here. But same old man, just trying to navigate, trying to stay safe out here. People are getting crazy. So
crazy
how you
times.
Yeah,
I'm good, bro. And I see you repping that orange Cleveland Browns.
well,
Your
actually,
boys.
this is hunting orange. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because we're hunting them down. We're coming for that wild card. Okay,
Yo,
this
this
is
the first time in a while. Not a while, but that division, is very competitive right now. The Bengals
It really
are looking
is.
good. The
Because
Browns
Joe
are
Burrow
5-3
goes
into the third. They're third in the division at 5-3.
Yeah.
And you got Pittsburgh and Baltimore doing their thing. But going back to Cleveland, you're a longtime Browns fan. How has that?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, how has that been, bro? Just that long streak of just nothing.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, it just shows the loyalty, Like, we're loyal people. We know we're terrible all the time. To live in it's got to be next year lifestyle is not fun. Like, you sit there and you're like, all right, yeah, we're 0-8, but next year we got them. Like, it takes a resilient person to be able to do that. And
honestly,
it's like when we actually are good, no one that's friends with me is going to be able to tolerate the amount of shit that I talk because I earned this. Like I sat down and I earned it. So it's just in due time.
That's facts.
That's all I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're playing phenomenal this season. Ground game is going crazy. Defense is
Crazy.
looking good. What do you think about Baker? I mean, he's been a little up and down here or there, but what are your thoughts on Baker compared to quarterbacks you guys have had in the past?
Compared to quarterbacks we've had in the past, and I just have so many greats to really reference. I mean, God, Tyrod Taylor was the man when we had it. We were like, man, we really come up. We got Tyrod Taylor now. So he's like, am I crazy about him? No. To me, if you have Odell Beckham Jr., a healthy Odell Beckham Jr., and he is getting less receiving yards than some mid-major team twos, you need to be utilizing him.
Right.
That's to me, what bothers me is that he doesn't really seem to utilize his talent.
Right.
He just, if you look at his stats, I had to take a peek before I came on here so I could be an educated voter. It's so he's thrown 15 touchdowns, I think 7 interceptions. And that's not too bad. I mean, in comparison, Kyler Murray's thrown I think either 13 or 17 and 7-2. And he's considered to be having a good season. But I think and then I looked at his receivers numbers, DeAndre Hopkins. He's got 800 receiving yards. Nobody on the Browns has 500 receiving yards. So it's I think we look at him differently because, again, he's not utilizing his talent. You have to give the ball to who needs the ball.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Austin Hooper does not need the ball in space, bro. Pick somebody else. Do it for me. Please. And please bring Nick Chubb back. Please. I miss him so much. I had such a heavily Cleveland team because we were hunting. We were coming. And everybody's down right now. And it's just...
I mean, that's the case with a lot of teams, but we've just been waiting for this Cleveland team to finally take off. It felt like this is something that should have happened 2-3 years ago, when they brought in Jarvis and all those guys,
exactly.
They have, honestly, it might be one of the most talented offenses in all of the NFL, and it's crazy that, we just don't see more, which could be a coaching thing also, who knows? It's not like the Browns have had the best coaches in the past.
No.
But you can definitely tell that, with them bringing in, and his I literally just lost his name, but their new offensive line run game coordinator is definitely brought a surge to the offense in terms of running the ball.
For sure. When we run the ball, especially, think about the fact that Kareem Hunt is a 2, kind of. Like he's like a 1B, and it's really crazy to have the 1-2 punch thing going. I mean, that's kind of why we're upset with Baker. It's if he didn't have that and he had those numbers, it's like, all right, bro, I get it. You're like, if he had an average running offense, you'd be like, all right, like it's not terrible. The issue is that it's way more open than it should be because he has Nick Chubb on one side and Kareem Hunt running on the other. So I mean, I still think we're gonna make the playoffs. I think we have a shot.
I think definitely. I mean, 5-3 right now. You guys definitely have a shot with that defense and with the run game. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Baker clicks. Hopefully, it happens. Losing Odell definitely hurts, but they still have Jarvis, Austin Hooper. They still have some weapons on that team on the perimeter. So, but yeah, how you feel about that OBJ loss? That gotta hurt crazy.
I mean, it hurts, but like, especially, I'm sure you understand this, having played football. Whenever I see somebody get hurt, it's really, you don't think about things like your fantasy team or like your team in general. You think, damn, he got hurt again. Like, that sucks. Because like, especially they get paid when they play. So like, I feel like we have a unique perspective because that's what we did.
Right.
And he wants to play. Like, he wants to score touchdowns and get the ball. Like, that's what he does. So I always just feel bad for the guy, So I just hope he gets better and we don't trade him because that's all I'm hearing about right now.
I keep hearing that crazy. Hopefully they don't. I don't know if it's, the Browns want to get rid of him or if he just doesn't want to be there. With OBJ, there's always a lot of drama surrounding everything. Even if it's not from him, it's just that's just his like. That's just like
what they assume of him. Yeah. But like sometimes it's invited. Like once you get labeled that person, that's why like Myles Garrett could have very easily been that person for one isolated incident. So we don't know. Like maybe he had beef with one person, and that's all it really takes. Like if I don't vibe with one person, the whole team is gonna be like, it's easy, So like, it's always, you never know what's going on until you're like actually in there. I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just so many things get let out, rumors, this and that.
Yeah. And only half the story gets told every time.
Exactly. But football aside, let's talk about you as an artist. I've listened to your music what seems like years and years and years, and I've only ever seen you grow as an artist, and you do so many different things, extremely talented.
I appreciate that, bro.
It definitely is. Yeah. Kind of talk about your growth as an artist and, you leaking into alternative, especially with some of these recent songs you've got like Girls and Aesthetics, and then, your hip hop side, and also like the changing of the name, going from NSFW Alexander to Gameboi Coloured.
I mean, like, there's just so much growth between the person that I used to be and like where I'm at now. I mean, a lot of that's lifestyle changes and changes in location. Like I used to live in New York or New Jersey, and I moved back to Ohio. Some of it's like people I have in my life. Some of it's, just me growing as a person. I feel like when I was making like NSFW Alexander stuff, it was really it was fake. Like it wasn't really me, like not genuinely me as a person. It was me in a situation. Like I wasn't crazy about where I was in life. I wasn't crazy about really myself or some of the people around me and all that kind of stuff. So like when I moved back to Ohio, I realized that, I need to be more genuine, and music is an art form. Like it's how you express yourself. So like, even if the beats and stuff I was making back then were crazy, it didn't matter because like no one bought into it, And like the music's only going to be so good if even the person that's like writing it isn't into it,
Right.
So I feel like when I came back to Ohio, I made the decision that I'm going to become a more open version of myself and like really explore like who I am. And like, a huge part of that's my girlfriend. Like, she's really been like super supportive and made sure that she made me feel like it's all right to be myself. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm a weird dude. I wear crazy socks. Like, that's just me. I make beats that sound like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I make beats that sound like 3 6 Mafia. It's just, dude. I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. I was the only black kid in school all the time, private Catholic school. Like, you don't know who you are. Like, you're just making stuff up. Like, then you get thrown in sports, and like, that's just who I am now. Like, sports, that's it.
Right.
But you've never explored who you are because you have no idea, because you've never fit in. You know, like, nobody accepts you.
Yeah.
So
I can definitely know where you're coming from with that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you don't know who you are, and you're so scared to show who you are to the world because you're like, what if they don't like me? Nah. Yeah. Like, nah, I'm cool. I made it this far just like this. But that's what we're doing. So I kind of switched from making this like aggressive, like club banging shit. And I fucking hate the club. I'm sitting here making these like 808 slamming, like 3-6 Mafia, like G-Eazy, throw that ass back shit. And I'm like, I don't even want to be in here. Like, what am I talking about? I'm like, bro, what am I doing? I'm acting like I really want to leave the crib. Like, I'm acting like I want the world to even know who I am. Like, I'm like, bro, chill out. Sometimes you gotta look yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, chill out, you're bugging. And that's another thing I like. You just gotta be honest with yourself. Like, if you're capping, you really know. Like, you know. Even if nobody else knows, you know if you're lying. Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, I learned that I don't need to be an island out here doing my own thing. Like, what we're all really here to do is support one another. You know, like, I'm here to build you up. Like, you're here to be like back and forth, right? Yeah. So I was so selfish with my music. Like, I didn't want to work with anybody. I never did. I was always like, nah, I do solo projects. I do it. You don't get anywhere like that. Like, bro, why are you so bitter? Like, what's your problem? For real. Like, you don't want anybody to know what you're doing. Why are you so secretive about your life? Why don't you like remember in college I was working with like all these labels doing graphics and stuff, and nobody knew about it because I was like, I'm not talking about this. Like, why does anybody need to know? Like, why? Like, I'm like, well,
and that's something that you can probably stem back to, you know, that acceptance thing, not wanting to reveal your true self.
Exactly.
And it's kind of crazy to think about because, like, you know, we're both former athletes, former teammates, both same team in college, and that's something that like just a lot of people don't realize with athletes. It's just like you go through, you know, playing a sport, being labeled as an athlete, this and that, and then once you're done with it, it's just like, you know, who am I? What am I? And for you, this also translated into your music, you know, from what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just like, you don't really know how to identify. And I've been through the same thing. I mean, you know, we've had conversations, you know, going back and forth, like what it is I actually like. You know, you've just been told to do this in sports, but now that you no longer have sports, we didn't go through the same thing that a lot of other students went through, you know, being themselves, finding their clique, this and that. We're hopping on that train super late at a time that's the most crucial, you know, so it's just a lot of pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we just have a different lifestyle, a different mindset. Because, you know, dude, we're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're working out all summer. Like, we're not worried about anything else. So, like, kind of being that locked in my own world ideology was like embedded in me, you know, like, because no one understands this niche group of athletes, right? At least that's what we like to think. Because you know, like we think we're the best. That's what, like, true. Like, that's what we're that do. But you know, it's like that's just what we're trying to do. So like, we think we're the best. So we're this niche group already of people. And then you throw in a person like myself, who's really like, my whole family played football. So like, I feel like I have to too.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, no one really gets that part. And really all I want to do is sit in the house and make beats all day. Nobody else really probably understands that. But like, quick flip, I don't really want to even be famous from this. Like, I just want to be like the ghost in the room. Like, you know, he's there, but nobody else can see him, type of deal. Right. So like, I'm already like, I'm super weird to begin with. Like, nobody gets that. So like, why even talk to anybody about it? You know, like, how can I explain this? And at the time, because I didn't understand myself, I couldn't even explain it to me. So I'm trying to figure it out. Like everybody else trying to figure me out, and I'm like, oh well, everybody's just lost.
Lost in the sauce, yeah.
Like we're just lost with each other. So
yeah. So, what's next for you now? Now that you kind of become comfortable with yourself and the music that you make and the things that you put out, what's the next move?
Well, actually, you know what? I know I missed like a total half of the other question. The Game Boy aspect, the name change.
Yeah.
And that's on me. No, that's on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so from NSFW, I was like this angry, like not safe for work, like fuck this job, like I don't want to like I'm too good to fucking be here type shit. Just like
feel that way.
being an asshole. Like I still feel that way, but that's because I'm an asshole and I've accepted it now though. The problem was, like if you know you're an asshole and you accept that, that's cool. The problem is a lot of people will be like, I'm not an asshole. Bro, yes you are. Like, who are you lying to? Yourself. And that's the worst person you can lie to.
Right.
So like, to me, NSFW was lying to myself. I was making like trap shit, knowing damn well I ain't never done nothing I'm out here talking about. Not at all. So a Game Boy for me, growing up, my mom specifically, my dad did not give a fuck what I was doing. My mom was like, yo, you're not getting a Game Boy, and Game Boy Colored were like the shit at the time.
Yeah, they were
like,
crazy.
You remember
Pokemon? Let's go.
Yes. Bro, I didn't play Pokemon until I was in fucking high school. Okay? And my mom didn't. Yes, bro. Yes. I got my first station was a PlayStation 2. And that's why I don't care about video games now. I'm like, bro, whatever. Like, it's not even that big of a deal.
Right.
But like at the time, it was the biggest deal in the world. And when I got to high school and I had 8 Game Boy Colors, and I would just leave them around the house to let my mom know, you got me fucked up. Like, just to let her know that I remember the shit you did, and I will play with these all of the time now, because that's how we're rolling. Because I'm a petty dude. Again, know yourself. If you try me, that's fine. I don't forget. So that's what that was. So that's like a reference to me. My parents, when I first came back from the Naval Academy, talking about, listen, 1, I don't want to fucking be here. 2, I want to be a rapper now. They came back looking at me like I was all types of crazy. They were like, no, we did not raise you to do this. Like, no. My dad was like, well, let's go to the studio. Like, my dad was like, yeah. My mom was like, no, you're not going to do this. Okay. Game Boy Colored is me being petty again. Like, me as a person, it relates to my childhood. Like, the thing I wanted the most at the time. Right. I would have committed a very heinous crime to own a Game Boy Color at the time. Actually, you know what? I just remembered another bit of this story. My aunts and my grandmother got me a Game Boy SP when I was like 10.
Right.
For Christmas. And they were in Cleveland. We drove down from Cleveland to our house at the time. I said, Mom, and thinking like I wouldn't have told her about it, but I didn't think she would take it away if she knew they gave it to me, because she knew they were gonna double back. So they would be like, nah, like she's not. So I'm thinking I'm arrogant. Actually, I'm like, what's she gonna do? Nothing. Grandma gave me this. Like, what's up? She took it away. I never saw it again.
Oh, bruh.
Did me so wrong.
No, my heart's killing me, bro. I would have lost it.
I was talking so much.
I would have lost it.
I was talking so much 9-year-old hot shit. Like, yeah, grandma bought it for me. So, like, what are you gonna do about it, bro? She did everything she could, and it was so easy. Like, I don't even know why I thought grandma had more jurisdiction than my mother in her own home, but I did. And hey, we live and we learn.
Like kid logic. It's like grandma and your mama. So like she did.
Bingo.
It, so she's over you in the adult hierarchy.
Exactly, bro. So I was like, what you gonna do? Nothing. This is mine now. Came back with all types of smoke.
I remember back in the day, I had the Game Boy Color, I had the Game Boy Advance SD, I had like all the different Pokemons. Like I was going crazy, which is probably why I was so addicted to Xbox and PlayStation, all that shit.
Yes.
I was going crazy with it as a kid.
Because you're just going crazy. Like, bro, it's like a high. Like, you just want to chase that. And I never really had it, so it's real easy for me to be like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I got a Switch right now. I played it for like 2 weeks nonstop. And I was like, I realized I wasn't making this much music. And I was like, fuck this. I'll play it tomorrow. And I'll play it tomorrow. It's been sitting in my backpack for like 2 months now. Just like, whatever.
Yeah, and like that's what it just comes down to. Like, whenever you get older, you realize what you can be doing, like, in that time.
With your time, yeah.
Exactly. And I think for me, with like video games, growing up, I was always playing like with just myself only. I lived in a super small town in the country. Wi-Fi was bad. Never played online. Got to Fordham. And like for the first time ever, I played online with people, and that was
you were like
crack. I was like,
that was it. Like you were like, what? I'm in there, like
I'm in there crazy. So it's just like I think for me it was just like playing with the boys, this and that. It was just like the addictive part. But then, like I said before, you get older, see what it is, and man. Just exactly.
You know, so it's just like that's just part of it. It's part of that development process. That's so key.
Exactly.
No.
So yeah, bro, what's next?
What's next? Okay, so I got like 4-ish projects I'm working on right now. I got one with Book that's probably gonna come out beginning of next year. I got one with this. I don't really know how to describe him because like he's my nephew technically, but in age we're kind of like you and Zach. So it's like. Because I'm the youngest by my sister is 14 years older than me.
Right.
So me and him are only like 6 years apart. 7. Him 27, he's 20. Yeah. So we're just like he's basically my little brother.
Right.
And he's crazy fire. Like he's got that like who makes that aggressive death metal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We have a project.
He goes crazy. He goes crazy. He goes crazy.
His name is Dark Nito. He's so crazy. He comes in hot with that like screamo, like I'm gonna break your fucking face shit. Right. And I'm just in the background like screaming like, yeah, give it to him. Like I just make these crazy riffs and he just goes in there and he goes nuts. And I'm like, yeah, let's go commit a crime. Like that's what we make. Like let's go commit crimes.
Oh my goodness!
So I'm in the background like
you gotta love it.
You gotta build it up, and then I'm just like,
let's go.
Oh my god! So you just pop, you know what I'm saying? And it's just he just gets so angry, and I love it. And I know that's a bad like emotion to fuel. I'm doing it though. I'm gonna risk it. I'll keep an eye on him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, keep an eye on him. But at the same time, like maybe that's just some built-in stuff that he has, and that's just where
he does.
I mean, it could be doing.
That's how he gets it out.
Exactly.
Oh, he's gonna be crazy,
right.
Super crazy. Like I'm excited. I got one with him, and I got something with a Cincinnati artist named Payson. He's crazy fire too.
You said Payson? No, I'm kidding.
No. Yo.
Imagine.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, if you want to get on the track, you let me know. You know, I remember ciphers.
Oh, the ciphers. Don't get me started.
Ciphers. Tony, you still can't rap. I'm sorry. I remember. I still got video.
Yo, I wish I had videos of like us and like ciphers pre-games. Yo, we would go crazy. I remember the cipher. Yo, you went for like 2-3 minutes straight, bar after bar, just going in. I was like, just this dude got it. This dude got it.
You know, just going crazy. I appreciate it. Just going. Bro, it was like us, you, me, Tony. Who else would get? John Boyd would get into it from time to time.
And then Brahms also. Brahms would
get in it. And Prince would come from time to time.
Oh, yeah. Low-key Prince had bars, too. Very
it would just be a gigantic... we were just, oof, alley, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, those are good times.
Those were crazy times, man.
Yeah.
I can't fathom doing any of those things again in life. I really am the most loser wannabe rock star ever. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to chill in the house. I want to be Calvin Harris that you don't see. That is my goal.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, okay, hey, actually, I saw a documentary about the dude who's in The Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth. Like he's the person that plays the main character in those films, right? Like the most memorable characters.
Right.
And he gets paid millions of dollars. Like I remember they said something like he gets paid around the same as, I think it was Brad Pitt or it was somebody like that. But you have no idea who he is. Like walking down the street, you would know who he is because he's got cybermetronics and, you know, robot shit, whatever.
Right.
But like he's making bands. He is in his field super famous.
Wow.
He's famous with actors, like that's crazy. But he can walk down the street. He's got the best gig in the world. This guy.
I mean, that's the best way to go about it. I mean, all that fame just brings stress. You lose your privacy. You got other problems, and then people start to show fake love and try to leech off of you. I just feel like you want to monetize. Yeah, but
like
more frequently.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, monetizing, doing the thing that you love, but at the same time, keeping your sanity, keeping your humanity, I feel like is the best possible outcome.
Absolutely, man. I just want to be the dude that just hangs out. And, hey, how are you, Smino?
The background dude, but making bands.
Yeah. And like, I'm going to be in the back like this. Hey, there you go. And that'll be that. Like, that's it. That's all I want to be able to do. Hey, how you doing? And kick down the street and just hang out. Like, my nephew, Nito, he went to go perform in Kansas or something. So, like, I don't remember which, it's Kansas or Kansas City. I don't remember which one he was in, because I know there's two. One in Missouri, one in Kansas. Don't know where he was at. Know he performed, though. And I was like, that's cool. Like, awesome. I have no interest in this, though. Like, and that made me realize that, you know, once you learn the role that you want to play specifically,
right,
you fit in so well. And like, that helped me so much. Like, thank you. That's not me.
No,
I just want to be the guy.
Feeling. A lot of people go a long time without figuring out what it is they want to be, how they fit in, and it's just a continuous loop with them, you know, trial and error, trying to figure stuff out. You know,
Absolutely.
being able to be like, yo, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to go about it, has got to be the best feeling ever.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like, and I'm sure it's kind of like how you feel when you figure out, like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
You feel like, okay. The hardest part is figuring it out, man. Like, that's the hardest thing. Once you figure it out, it's so much easier to figure out the science behind it. But you can't solve a problem that you don't even know what the question is.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's when you just like go crazy, and you like allow yourself to go crazy because you're unhappy, and it's just real easy to fall into that, you know?
Exactly. And then, you know, once you figure it out, it's just a matter of commitment and then just working at it, which shouldn't be as hard if it's truly something that, you know, you desire, something that you love. It should just be.
It comes from here.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's got to come from here. That's why you got to rock the tree of life, man. You got to feel the tree of life. Center.
But yeah, yo, Gameboi, yo, really, yo, thank you so much for hopping on. Yo, so many wise words have just been said throughout this interview.
Appreciate it.
Have any last words for the viewers?
You know what? Just thanks for being here. Like, I really appreciate you guys inviting me. Like I said, I know you guys have a lot of artists that you know, because we all know like a ton of artists. Like,
yeah,
everybody loves music, so it's like it's real easy to fall in love with it. So for me to be the first one, like, I really, really appreciate it. And you know, that's about it. And shout out to you guys.
Wait. How did I go the whole interview and not tell the viewers that this is the guy that made our background music? Yo, what?
You want to be honest? I forgot about it too.
Why did you not say something? I'm trash.
Bro.
Hustler, I am trash. I'm trash. Yo, the Gameboi Coloured that you guys hear through our interviews is this guy. Yo,
Bro. Honestly, I have made so many beats in like the past month that I couldn't tell you, besides the beat that I just sent you, I could not tell you any beat that I've made. I don't remember. It's like you make something and it's like, I don't. Is that my tag? Yes, that's my tag. That's it then.
I made that. That's my tag.
Do you hear it? Okay, that's me. That's about it, man. Like you just send beats out and you're like, here you go, use this, and no big deal. So I'm not upset. I forgot myself. But
well,
that's
right,
about
guys.
it, man.
Yeah, that's all we have time for today. Until next time, guys. See you.
Thanks, guys.
Yo,
stay safe out here.